I finally figured out a way to prop up my camera at a better angle so you guys don't have like this much headroom of me just like down here like, hey, what's up guys? So anyways, it was actually like raining like so hard out this morning. Like we've had thunderstorms before, right? Like it's, you know, thunderstorms, but like this was next level. But it's actually got nice out, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna make a bunch of videos today and I didn't want it to be storming that much. So that's good. Today, we are going to be doing another episode of my Fixing Wizard101 series. It's not really a series, this isn't really an episode. It's just sort of something that I like to do and I think you guys enjoy. Basically what I do is I just talk about a way that I think the game could be improved, and today I want to give my opinion, and first of all, my opinion. Feel free to disagree if you want. But I want to give my opinion on what I think Kingsisle should be spending their money on. I want to be clear that this is not about achieving financial security. From what I understand, Kingsisle is actually in a pretty good place financially. Now, I don't know that for sure, but after they laid off that many people, it seems like they're in a pretty good spot. So, well, I do think this would help boost revenue, and that's definitely a part of it. This is less about making more money and more about getting a bigger player base for the game, which obviously would result in more money, but that's really not the main focus. This is like the deck setup for life, 58 to like 120. Like this is, you just Blade Forest Lord it. I love how that gives Beguile. That'd just be such a funny pet to get like a ward pet on and just troll people. Get some like bad juju TCs. Alright, so the first thing that I think Kingsisle should be spending their money on, and I've talked about this a lot before, I think there needs to be a lot more money spent on YouTube advertising and advertising on other websites too. Like obviously, like I think Twitter would be a good one. I will say that like in my personal experience, I've only gotten like a Wizard101 related ad on pretty much any website, like maybe once every 6 months, like if that. Now, there's a chance that I'm just not in their target audience and there could be more, so I don't want to say that they're not spending any money on it, because I know they are at least spending a little bit of money. But given how many MMOs and other games that I watch, like I feel like I would be the one that's getting the most advertisements. If you guys get advertisements for this game all the time, like let me know in the description because I'd be interested, but I really don't think that's the case. But I really think it should be the case because especially with how you can target people on YouTube now, they could really target like specific people, specific demographics, and they could get a lot of people interested in this game. The big thing for me about this game, I think, is that a lot of people used to play it and a lot of people like just don't remember it. If you just gave a lot of commercials like reminding people that the game still exists, I think you get a lot of people to try it again. The problem is people played it when they were 8 and now they're playing, I don't know, freaking League of Legends, and they don't remember this game. So not only do I think advertisements on YouTube and Twitter would help promote awareness in general, but the other thing is if you go back and you look at every single Wizard101 commercial ever created, which actually is not that many to be honest with you, I think actually like the most recent commercial that's ever been like showed online is the tournaments one, and that was 3 years ago. They used to do them like when the new worlds would come out, but there's not a new one. I think the last new one they did was for, I think Zafaria was the last one that they did a new world trailer for, which in my opinion, I would love to have seen something for Mirage. I think if they would have advertised Mirage as like a new world in the game, put membership on sale, like here's the other thing. There is not a single advertisement on there that advertises something about prices. At the end, it just says go online to play for free, which is not only misleading because it says free trial, and that's really not what it is. There's not enough free content to keep people entertained, but if they said like membership was on sale for like $5 a month or something like that, I feel like that would be not only more transparent, but get a lot more people interested in the game. When you say it's free, here's the problem. Not only are the recent commercials like very misleading, I mean, they're fun to watch, but they're completely unrealistic. Games like Clash of Clans have done these unrealistic advertisements too, but the reason it works for them is because the game is actually free. Like the Clash of Clans commercials are completely animated and like completely clickbait, I guess you could say, but like the thing is the game is free and the game's really good too, so like no one really complains. The problem with this game though is like I might even do a skit on this because it's honestly too funny. Like if you were to watch one of these commercials and then log into the game, not only would you just initially be like caught off guard by the graphics. I mean, like the graphics aren't a big deal because, you know, like it's sort of the style of the game, but if you see certain graphics and a certain aesthetic in a commercial and then you go to the game and it looks completely different, like that's not necessarily a bad thing in itself, but it doesn't start it off well. But then the problem is you play for like, I don't know, like an hour at this point, you get done with Triton Avenue, and now you gotta buy the game. And like, that's not enough for people, and obviously that leads into making Wizard City free, but that's part of a different video. So anyways, I think advertising more on YouTube, making more commercials, even if they're like literally 5-second commercials, just saying like when membership goes on sale, put up those 5-second commercials that says, you know, like something intriguing, like Malistaire casting a spell, and then say membership on sale for $5 new players, something like that. And again, I think advertising stuff on Twitter too, just to promote awareness, I think that would be good. Like if I saw an ad for this game and it looked good on Twitter, I'd probably look into it, you know. They could also do that when they put stuff on sale. The last thing I want to say about this, and I apologize, this video might be a little bit longer, but I actually have a lot of things I want to say. The last place I think you should advertise is actually on Instagram. I know this might sound weird to you guys, but I think Instagram is a super underrated place to advertise right now. I actually looked up Kingsisle Entertainment on Instagram, and I'm going to go, hold on. If you actually go to Kingsisle's Instagram, which they actually have one, they have like 150 followers. I guess I'm not completely sure if it's legit. Obviously, it's not verified or anything, but I'm assuming it's legit because it seems like it. But they posted 3 things, and the last thing they posted was in 2015. Now, here's the thing. First of all, I don't really want to dive into why Instagram's really popular right now, but it is. Even if you don't want to pay to promote stuff on Instagram, you can just post content. And that's like free promotion because it'll show up in people's suggested. People will start following you. Like, if I were them, I would start making like really nice 800 by 800 graphics that were either like really nice pictures of the game that would make people interested, or they were like selling promotions or like telling people like there's a new mount in the game or something. If I were them, I would have somebody put out stories. Like when the new rollerblades dropped in the game, I would have had a story on Instagram telling people about it. And this might seem weird to you guys, but let me tell you why I think this would actually be good. Not only is there a ton of attention on Instagram right now, and it's like a really big platform that's up and coming, and advertising on it I think is super underused. But the other thing is that a lot of people on Instagram have like real life Instagrams. But a lot of people don't have real life YouTubes, and a lot of people don't have real life Twitter. And so what might happen is if people move off of that YouTube or that Twitter or something, they might never see anything about this game. But if they're following you on their real life Instagram, anytime you post something, they're going to see it, and that might draw them back into the game. Anyways, enough on that. Let me know your thoughts on that, though. I want to hear what you guys have to say, but let's move on. So the next thing is kind of obvious, but the next thing they need to spend their money on is fixing PvP. Obviously, I understand how game studios work, like different people work on different stuff, but they need to, like, even if they have to hire new people, they need to get people that are just dedicated to fixing PvP. Like, it needs to happen because it's their only endgame at this point, and it's a huge part of the game right now. Another piece of advice I have for that is using the test realm as an actual test realm, not just a debugging place before they push it to live realm. Like, that's a big problem I have with the test realm, is it should be a test realm. Like, it should be a place to test out ideas, not just make an update, put it in test realm, basically just get all the bugs out, and then push it to the live realm. Like, the amount of changes they've actually made in test realm are so small. Like, they're so minor. And that's a big problem to me because I would love the test realm to be a place that's online a lot, where they're just testing out new ideas. What happens if we make critical 1.5? What happens if we ban Jade Gear in PvP? Like, all that kind of stuff. Everybody would be super interested in doing that, which, by the way, would get people to play the game more. But it would also help the game. Like don't use the test realm just as a place to get rid of bugs. Like, use it as a test to, like, listen to our feedback, like, try out stuff. You don't have to put it in the live realm, just test it out. You know, that's what the test realm's for. So the next 2 things are not super specific, but I just think sort of overall, there needs to be a big focus on the first 15 levels of the game, and there needs to be also a big focus on like what happens after you get done with the game. Right now, everybody can agree there's very little endgame in this game. I mean, it's pretty much PvP. Gardening and fishing and stuff is really not enough to hold people's attention. And since PvP is in the current state that it is, it's really not even a viable endgame. So obviously, it's important that they start doing something that's also, Monstrology is not a viable endgame either. I just don't know what they were thinking with that. But I honestly think PvP has the potential to be enough of an endgame if they start adding a lot more stuff to it. I think there needs to be more elements of PvP. I think they need to spend way more money making it super balanced and entertaining. I think they need to change up the ranking system and stuff. Like, add new badges, I don't know, add seasons inside of the ages so that your ranks reset more often. That makes it more competitive. Add a lot more incentives to do PvP. Add more cool rewards that people can get. I think it'd be cool, like, for example, if they added a PvP only house that was like 25,000 arena tickets or something. That would be really cool. I wouldn't focus too much on the rewards necessarily, but I think you guys get the point. There needs to be a lot more invested in that area. And regarding the beginning of the game, I mean, first of all, like, I hope to get this question answered, and I will actually hopefully have some questions answered for you guys. But the question about making Wizard City free, like, I don't know why. I want to know why, I really do, but I think at this point, like, what could possibly be the reason for not making Wizard City free? And I think making Wizard City free is almost the key to the levels 1 through 15, because what the thing is, big difference between going to Krakatopia for the first time, which is like a completely different world, versus looking down some tunnel in Cyclops Lane that you can't even see through and like wondering if you should pay $5 to enter. I understand when the game first released, like Unicorn Way and Triton Avenue, alright, like there's only a couple worlds, that's probably enough content to give people, but now with the amount of worlds that are out, like the other thing is you can't just look at Wizard101, you gotta look at the other games that are offering so much more free content, and it's like just the way the paywall works in this game right now is it's literally at a boring tunnel. Like a boring tunnel to Cyclops Lane and Firecat Alley. And that doesn't work. If I were them, I would make Wizard City free and I would hit the paywall right at Krakatopia, because that way people would, like, go into a new world for the first time is the coolest thing ever. And if you were about to get there and then they hit you with the paywall, I think a lot more people would buy membership. I also think a lot more people would try the game, because not only could they launch it on Steam, advertise it a bunch, get everybody to play the first world, it would just be a good quality of life update that I just think is really needed in the game. Another thing is I really think they should add more customization. I don't necessarily think they need to do anything crazy, but just add a few more options. I would love that to be in combo with a barbershop so that veteran players could also change their look. Just be a really good quality of life update for the game. And again, I think they need to focus on those first 10, 15 levels, because if you can draw people in enough there, I think they'll be hooked. So I apologize, I've been rambling on for a while. I have two more things to say. The first thing is I think there should be a better incentive for people to log on every day. I know they added daily assignments, which is good in theory, but the rewards just really don't do it. Maybe it's just buffing daily assignments to make them, I don't know, maybe harder. Like, it'd be cool if there was like more challenging stuff. It would also be cool if there was better rewards, maybe. Like, maybe you could choose like a harder daily assignment that would give you a better reward. Honestly, if they had really cool daily assignments, I'd probably get on to do them. Like, I've done them before and I've tried to think they're cool. Like, I've tried to like them, I just dropped my phone. But they're really easy and they just don't really hold your attention. So that's, I think, another thing just for beginning and veteran players. I think changing daily assignments a little bit would be a really good thing for the game. And again, that would be pretty easy. You know, like, this isn't really difficult stuff. Alright, and then the last thing I want to say in this video is, you guys remember back in the day, they used to do a lot of celebrity promotions on this game. Like, I know they had Selena Gomez in the game, they have like Nick Jonas, they had a bunch of other people. Actually, maybe they didn't actually have a bunch of other people, but they had those people. And obviously now they've gotten very popular, at least Selena Gomez has. But I will say I don't want this to happen until they fix the game, because promoting a broken game is not really a good idea. But I think it'd be really successful is after they fix PvP and added a few more quality of life updates to actually pay some people to promote this game, and to be in the game, like pay some celebrities and stuff, because I think that's what the game needs, is that little boost, that little awareness boost. As I said, it's really, I think at this point, about awareness. I think a lot of people just forgot about the game. And so if they invited somebody to help promote their game, somebody that was popular enough to, you know, get a bunch of people to play it, someone who has, like, you know, the right fan base and everything, I think it would be successful. And obviously that's just my opinion, you guys can let me know, but I think it'd just be a good thing for the game. And I think, you know, in terms of where they should spend their money, that's just, I don't feel like that would be a bad thing. But again, I want to say that I really only think that would be successful if they did that after they updated the game, because if they're promoting the game in this current state, I don't think it'll be as popular. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this longer video. I hope I wasn't rambling on for too long, but I wanted to give my thoughts on that. Again, if you guys have any feedback, comments, questions, anything, leave them in the comments below. Obviously, this is just my opinion. I would love to know what you guys think. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for some awesome content in the future. Leave a like on this video if you guys did enjoy, if you want more, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See, I found an angel.